So we kind of want to know a little bit about your background with like working with schools, so maybe like what you've done in the past.
Sure. So I was an instructional aide. That was my first job in education. And then I had a chance to teach severely handicapped students at a high school level. And then I went in to be a fifth grade teacher.
Wow.
And then from that point, I went on to be an LA County children's social worker. And I was school based. So that was a great experience. And then realized that I missed being in the school setting, and so I decided to pursue being a high school counselor. So I went back to school and got my master's in school counseling and my credential, and then I got a job at Alhambra High School in the Alhambra Unified. Was a counselor for several years, and then they asked me to join the administration team. And so I ended up doing that and supporting the counselors as an assistant principal, and then in some other positions, titles or whatnot within the same umbrella. And then I live out east of here in Ontario, and so that's a long drive.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get closer to home so I could spend more time with the family and not be on the freeway 2 to 3 hours, a day. And so I took a position as assistant principal at Corona Norco at Eleanor Roosevelt High School. And then the last 2 years, I was a principal of an intermediate.
Oh,
and so I had a lot of fun with that. And then I came here and I saw this was available, and I went to Nogales High School.
Oh, okay.
And I went to Giano Intermediate. I know this area very well. A lot of family members and friends are here. So when I saw the position come available, I said, I'm going to try this out. And luckily it worked out, and I'm very fortunate and blessed to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here as well.
Thank you.
So what were your first impressions of Walnut High School when you came?
When I first got here, I'll be honest, you guys are great students. You're very friendly and very confident, and you're involved. You're typical teenagers to the extent where some people are shy when they first meet me, but I'm definitely my very first impression was that I would be able to interact in a very positive way with all the students here, and I love your passion and desire to be high achievers academically, but also to get involved and do extracurricular things, because academics are very important, but to be a well-rounded student and prepare for college, you have to get involved in other things besides studying. And that might sound odd, but there's things you can learn from yearbook, newspaper, or sports that will help you academically. So that's my first impression, is very passionate about academics and going to college or being successful in life after high school, but love that you balance things out by doing some extracurricular things as well.
Awesome. And kind of since you've had like such a diverse background in working with, so many different schools and so many different positions as well, like how do you think that would contribute to like what you can offer to Walnut as well?
Yeah, I definitely take all of my experiences and kind of put them in one bucket when I'm working with students or teachers or anybody who helps support students, and I use it as a way to listen to the true needs of individuals, and really all those experiences have helped me to be able to understand different backgrounds and pathways that people may want to pursue. And so it's really worked out great for me, because I can have a student who comes in and says, I want to go to Stanford, and then I say, okay, well, when I was a counselor, Stanford has some pretty prestigious requirements to get in, and they get 20 to 30,000 applications. So let's look at some other schools that match Stanford academically in a prestigious fashion, and that's helped me. And then me being a social worker, I work with police officers, firemen, politicians, and so being around those individuals, I always said to them, "How did you get here?" And so I listened and I kind of absorbed that knowledge, and now I can share that with students and teachers, and so really I just take every experience that I've had, and I've never went into a position thinking, okay, or left a position feeling like I figured it out. I've left it as a kind of a lifelong learner, saying, okay, that was a great experience. I'm going to remember all those experiences and use those to help not only myself in the next position, but the people I'm going to work with. And
So far, what are some differences you notice between Walnut and the places you've been to in the past?
The main thing I've noticed is that Walnut is very much, the high school is very much a part of the community. And there are teachers who went to school here who come back. There are people who have never left. You know, like they live here they've been here 30 plus years. But the difference, the major difference I've noticed is that I've met a lot of teachers that have been here for 20 years plus, and they have not lost that passion or that spark or that excitement to teach.
Yeah,
You know, that's pretty hard to find sometimes. You know, and not just in teaching, but in a lot of other occupations. When you've been in the same occupation for so long, you kind of burn out a little bit.
Yeah.
And so for the teachers here to meet with them, and I've been here 28 years, and they're smiling and they're excited, and they feel like they can go even longer. That's the major difference I've noticed, is that there are people who come here and this is home, and they don't want to go any other place, and they don't get complacent or content. They keep trying to reinvent themselves and stay in tune with the students.
And finally, kind of just what are you looking forward to doing in Walnut?
Just helping maintain the great things that have been happening here for many years, but also with these changes in the standards and accountability system and just in the world, just making sure that I bring all those experiences that I've learned in to help us make the best transition that possible to all these new things that are going on. And ultimately just make sure that the students leave here very much prepared for any post-secondary option that they choose. Because you know, I've learned pretty quickly that the freshmen today, the jobs that exist now will not exist when they graduate from high school.
Yeah.
And so you really want to make sure that foundationally kids and our students have everything they need to go out there and kind of create their own career versus trying to fit into a certain kind of area. And that's kind of been my life. I mean, I in a funny fashion, I never wanted a job where I had to get up before 10 o'clock in the morning. You know? And I remember telling my mom that, and she laughed like, yeah, right, that's not going to happen. But I didn't dream about being a principal. I dreamed about helping people. And all of my experiences and talents and training have brought me to this particular moment. And it's been a very good fit and a very good experience thus far. And I'm looking forward to many years here. So.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your time.